Oh yeah, that's the reason.
It is.
And Bernie, you know where we are?
Well, we're at Get Out to Float.
We are at Get Out to Float, this wonderful, squeaky and fur con thing that's happening here in Seaside, Oregon, and it's amazing and stuff. And you know, Bernie, it's really unfortunate because the other day,
Yes.
I got a puncture in my inflatable house. It's horrible. And so now I just live in a flat.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Well, I mean, you know, I did that.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's what I was waiting for, the smart ass thing. So, before we get going with the show exactly, I was reading today that in Hawaii, you're not allowed to laugh out loud.
Oh, really? That's unfortunate.
Yeah, you just have to settle for aloha.
Oh my cat. Oh,
And the other day, I came into the kitchen and I found my husband adding flour to melted butter.
Oh yeah.
I told him he's going to rue the day.
I do not accept that.
And then when
These jokes don't get any better, folks.
They don't get any better. And the other day, when I got here the other day, I stopped in the local bookshop just right here on Broadway. It's a really cool bookshop. There's a cat in there. You should go see it.
Awesome.
And they were throwing Stephen King books around. I don't know why.
That's crazy.
And then it hit me.
I want the. Can we start the show now?
Yeah, we started.
We've started? Oh, that's.
All right. Well, hello, greetings, Woolbark Fluff, to all the creatures in the Podiverse. We are coming to you live from Get Out the Float here in wonderful Seaside, Oregon.
Everyone go yay!
Hello to our audience. Hello, audience. We have a few folks who are attending our audience here. Is everybody having a good con so far?
Yeah.
It just started.
It just started, so I guess we're having a good con so far. And let's give a squeaky welcome to our sound technician, co-producer, and all-around great fur, Rayne.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, Rayne. And let's give a welcome to our resident movie reviewer, Cheetaro. If you listen to the podcast, you'll hear his voice on the podcast talking about movies. So, and welcome to all of you for coming to listening to us do this little thing that we do on a weekly basis for the last 4 years. Yes, we've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, so all you furs that don't know, this is, and so any fur that's listening to the audio, I'm saying this to the ones in the audience so they don't know. So I'm explaining things to no one. But, so the audience, we, as Barely just said, we have a weekly podcast. It's audio, and we've been doing this for a long time. Every week, it's called Barely Furcasting, featuring Taebyn. And hi, my name's Taebyn. I'm a pup bark. And there's well, it's true. It turns out. And so before you leave today, we've got some swag, some free stuff. Some of which has little QR codes to like my YouTube channel and to our podcast. So you can listen to it, and it's on all major podcast platforms: Spotify, Apple. What else?
YouTube.
Everything. Just
Everything, yeah.
Just think thing, and it's there.
Except until the end of February when it goes away on Google, because
Well, yeah, Google Podcasts is gone at
Oh.
the end of February.
It's still on YouTube though.
it's rolling over to YouTube, but Google Podcasts are not there anymore. So anyway,
Yes.
so we have regular bits that we do on our show, and the first bit is the past today, which we talk about things that we talked about on the show in the past and either got wrong or we're going to follow up. And the first one I want to follow up on is last week we talked about Happy Days and jumping the shark, when we talked about when a show jumps the shark.
I didn't know what that means.
Yeah, and did you watch that episode?
I did not. I totally meant to, and I did not. So they talked about this on the show last week, and as I said, I didn't know what that means. They talked about jumping the shark for whatever reason. I'm like, what? And they said, yeah, it's a thing like Happy Days. Like Fonzie apparently jumps the shark, and it's what people consider that like the worst Happy Days episode. What made it tank or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
The shark tanked it. Ha! That was yeah.
Didn't even need a sound effect for that
No,
one.
we made our own. That's great.
The iPad was so disappointed that it had to boo as well.
Yeah,
It did.
exactly. Yeah.
It did. And so I didn't know what it meant. And so my assignment was to actually watch that episode so I would know. And I have not.
You have not.
But it's always great to have not, because that means you don't trip over your shoes. Because you have not. Maybe. Oh.
And then the next thing I need to ask you, Taebyn, is we talked about that, and you said you're going to make your hubby make you tacos for dinner.
I did.
And
I?
did you get tacos for dinner?
I did not get tacos for dinner that night.
no.
Honey, what tacos? What did I have for dinner that night?
I have no idea.
And thanks for asking.
Kibble. He had kibble.
I think
Kibble.
with some bacon bits. I think there were bacon bits.
It was memorable.
It was bacon strips. It wasn't real bacon.
I've never seen a bacon strip.
I have
That's
never
always been
either.
wearing clothes.
Yeah, well,
Yeah. So, yeah.
Only when it sizzles.
That's true.
I like how we got reactions of bad, don't do that, Taebyn, for my things I said, and then you just got silence. I don't know what that means,
Yeah,
if
well,
that's good or bad.
It's yeah. So one of the first things we do is talk about, instead of at formations, we have cat formations, and Taebyn has some cat formations that he's going to share with all of you and us.
Assuming I can read them. Yes, so this is a book, as Barry said, of cat formations. Mindful mantras to awaken your inner cat. Ah,
Sure.
ah.
Everybody out.
Now we can get on to. So every week, I read the next 3 cat formations. And now, first is, I can float above it all. Ooh, that's very.
It's very apropos for this one, yes.
Very much so.
We're squeaking and
And you
floating.
probably can't see, but there's always a little picture, and there's little kitties somehow ingrained. Like a lot of times there's mountaintops, and the snow on the mountaintop, if you look closely, it's actually a kitty like sleeping there. It's really cute. It's cute. But it's not here. I don't know what's happening there. There's a son and a
No.
father
Is there a daughter?
and a daughter. Yes. What's next here? Oh, all roads lead to relaxing.
Rayne, where's our cat formation music? I don't have the cat formation. No cat formation music? You're fired.
Chirp, chirp. I'll just chirp a few times.
Ooh, there's actually 2 on this page. So it's a treat. I'm going to read 4 in all.
Bonus.
Bonus.
Yay.
Every change is an opportunity. Or in my case, a opportunity. That's right.
Okay.
So remember that with every penny you get back for something
right.
from $1.
Yeah.
Yes. I know I will land on my own feet.
Boo.
And those are the cat formations for the week. And I bump my nosy on
Again?
the mic like I always do. And there it is. Everyone say yay.
Yay. Yay. Yay.
Okay, that was
Okay.
exciting. Wasn't that exciting? Do you feel calm and relaxed?
So calm.
So calm and so relaxed.
My inner chi is purring.
Oh, good.
Oh, since it's so calm and so relaxed, does that mean this is a period for reflection? Is that the calm and relax? No. Okay.
No.
Apostrophe.
Semicolon.
And
At some point, I lost control of this show. I'm not sure when that happened. I think
4 years ago.
4 years ago. The minute I started the show with Taebyn is when I lost control. So we like to educate our audience on this show, and one of the things that we do is talk about some words that you may not have heard of in the
words
past.
that you may not have heard of.
Whoa.
Okay, you can.
I'm gonna
There's an echo in
put a
there.
muzzle on you. Gonna muzzle you right up.
Oh my
So the first word to anybody on the table here and anybody in the room, does anyone know what a bibliophobia is?
Oh, I have
I
an idea,
did.
but I'll let others go first.
A bibliophobia.
Fear of books. Yeah, fear of books, correct?
No,
Oh,
no, not a fear of books.
just gonna guess.
I would say it's a fear of libraries.
No.
Is it a fear of bibs?
Yes, it's a fear of bibs.
Okay.
No, it's the fear of running out of things to read.
Oh.
Yeah.
And that's where the bibs come in.
That's where the bibs come in, because you're drooling.
Figured
Yeah.
it out, yeah.
Yeah.
We figured it out.
So this next word is Balter, B-A-L-T-E-R.
I think I've heard that somewhere.
And it's something that you might see later on this evening downstairs.
Alter.
Balter.
A floor?
No. No.
Is it a dance?
It's dancing badly.
Oh, so
Definitely, yeah. Taebyn alters all the time.
Oh.
Yeah, I balter all the time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Everyone say oh.
Oh.
Why did
And-
everyone say all?
I don't know.
Oh.
This is what it's like to be. I feel so bad for
All of us.
these, especially my
The
husband,
audience,
because
yes.
he really has to put, like, imagine having to put up with this even once a week. Can you imagine? Isn't that horrible?
If only it was once a week.
It's, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And you know, it's just like paper. It's very terrible.
Oh.
God. All right, our next word. Our next word is something that I hope some of our attendees have when they are next door in the dealer's den, and that is amacity.
Massively.
Amacity.
I don't know.
And okay, so
Massive.
who is
That
Mine-
must be,
dealer's
that
den?
must
The
be a
dealer's
weighty
den.
town.
No, well, it's a weighty town.
So,
Mass City.
so that's something to do with money. So amacity. So
Yeah.
is it when? So we hope that if you're in the dealer's den, you have lots of amacity, because that means you're spending lots of money because of all the mass of money.
That's close.
Oh.
You actually pup logic that almost to the correct conclusion. It's a
There's a
fond-
first time for everything.
It's a fondness for buying things.
Okay.
So yeah, you got
Like, I was
really close there.
I have
everyone
that
say
problem.
hey.
I just spent a bunch of money this morning on things that I want because I
Yes,
have to have them.
you have amacity.
Yeah, I do.
Yes. All right. Our next word is grolix. Grawlix.
I
That
have
says
never
stuff you
heard
put
of
in
a
spaghetti
word-
sauce.
I have never
Rolex.
heard of a word that has WLIX in it.
Yeah.
I think
So
that's
the
something
little
I do when I
plastic-
wake up.
You growl. Yeah.
Vampires are afraid of.
Yeah.
Frolics.
Grolix.
No,
Ah,
garlic.
ah.
Oh, garlics. Yeah.
Ah.
Okay, sorry.
If you had a growlix collar, it would keep the vampires away. So, and everybody in this room has seen this. I guarantee you have seen this. If you look at cartoons or drawings, it's when you substitute punctuation marks for obscene words or curse words.
That's a Grolix.
That's called
I did not know
growlix.
that it had a name.
It has a name. Yes.
Apparently everything has a name.
Exclamation point.
Yeah.
You have a name. What's your name?
That's
Yeah.
TikTok.
I'm TikTok. I'm
Yeah.
back again to haunt your pedals.
Yes.
I know. And what's your name?
Taebyn.
That one.
That one. They don't know which one you're pointing at
This
One
is
of them.
in a general area.
The one like to
The
the
one.
diagonal of TikTok.
To the diagonal thing.
Right.
That one.
You.
Me,
Yeah.
Shutterwolf.
It's Shutterwolf.
Yes. Everyone say hi, Shutterwolf.
Hi, Shutterwolf.
Oh, and
Okay.
everyone say hi, TikTok.
Hi, TikTok.
And then
Okay,
next,
our next word.
oh, I'll get to you next though.
Our next word actually works quite well with what just happened. Because it's huckmuck.
I'm sure that actually has a lot to do with what you
It
said.
does, huckmuck. Anybody have any ideas what huckmuck is?
that's when you have a pup who is out of control.
Yeah, that's like
Yeah.
whenever I talk.
Yeah.
Isn't that what you do when you like make your mud pies and throw them at people?
Yes, huckmuck.
Yeah.
It's actually confusion that occurs from things not being in their right place
Or their right mind.
or their right mind. Yes.
My fluff is like that.
Yes, your fluff is right.
Okay, now your name.
I am Phenod.
Peanut. Okay, I'll do
Peanut-
one at a time. I'll
Peanut's going to be on the show.
And may I remind you, Taebyn, that this is an audio podcast. Our listeners have no idea who you're pointing at.
Oh, just like even the audience doesn't even know what I'm.
Right.
what
If
I'm-
the audience
Yeah.
can't figure it out, how do you expect our listeners to figure it out?
The way they always figure out anything I say by running away and hiding their head.
Fast forwarding through it.
Fast forwarding through it. And
Yes.
that works too.
So does that mean, Taebyn, that all of our listeners are ostriches?
Yes. That we only have ostriches as our listeners.
I've only got ostriches for you. No?
No.
No.
Give-
So our next section,
I have a word. I have a word.
Yes.
Well,
Folks, this really is scripted, by the way, for the most part.
Well, all the
There
stuff
are
that
words here.
all the stuff that Barely and I say, and Cheetaro is usually kind of scripted. Nothing he says is scripted.
I don't have any idea what
Taebyn,
we're talking
yeah.
about. I mean, listen to the show, like any one of them, and you'll know.
That's because Taebyn is off leash.
No, that's a different podcast.
That's a different podcast.
Totally different thing. Obsticized.
Obsticized?
Yes.
Is that like a cesarean section?
No, I think that's when you go to the obstetrician and you're having your baby, but you decide you also want fries with it. You ostracize it.
Oh, upsize.
You know, it's like you do it.
Sure.
Drive-in.
Wait, no, do the crickets.
There you
Yeah,
go.
okay, thank you. No, obsticized is when you are very tall and you like sticking your head in the ground because then you're ostrich-sized.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Moving right along.
Moving right along. So
Belly flop of a joke.
our next little bit is we talk about what we've been watching on television, and everybody in this room knows Beastars. I finally watched it
After like 10 million years.
after 10 million years. I finally finished season 1. So
Oh, you finished it? Oh, good.
yes.
Because last week, Barely was talking about how he started it, and he was most of the way through, and now it's finished season 1. And
Yeah.
what do you tell us what you thought about season 1?
It was okay. I mean,
I won't do what I did last week and ostracized you for your thoughts on it.
There's not enough Jack. That's the biggest problem.
There's
with
not
season
enough
one.
Jack. And the other thing that I did is I turned on the subtitles. You know, the subtitles are not saying what the actors are saying on the screen.
Really?
They're not.
That is true.
They are totally different dialogue
I need to try
when you
that.
watch the subtitles.
I need
It's
to
like you
try
get two shows in one.
I know, but it made it
Watch it
very.
first
I had
time
to
and
turn
then
them
watch
off
it again
because it
with
was
them
like
on.
I'm trying to read words and they're different words than what they're
What you're
talking.
hearing.
I'm like, it's just confusing my brain. So that's my other critique of Beastars. Don't watch it with
Don't watch
subtitles.
subtitles. Okay.
And then I started watching Halo.
Hey.
this
so-
year, very good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. That one's pretty good.
I haven't
It's
heard
on
of that. I haven't
Paramount.
heard of that.
That's
Yeah.
the one based on the video game, right?
Absolutely.
Yes, Master Chief.
Oh, I did hear about this. Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, I was watching with my husband, and he was giving me all the backstory as we're watching the first episode, saying, "This isn't in the game." I was like, "Well, then why?" So apparently, the first few episodes have nothing to do with the game. It's like the backstory to the game.
Well, and the game is actually
Way
set well
way
into the
further.
future
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
the Halo series.
Yeah, which I suppose is okay. But
Yeah,
you get
this
on
is all
back.
backstory of Master Chief.
Mhm.
I think eventually they'll get to the rings.
Hopefully. And Taebyn, how about you?
First of all, your name, the one standing up over there.
Tiger's blood.
Hi. Everyone say hi.
Hi, Tiger's Blood.
And I'm going to sneak another one in there. Next, the in the blue.
Netica.
Netica.
Etika.
Hello, Netica.
Someone I actually don't know yet. Hi. Okay, I'll stop there, and I'll get the rest of you later.
You've been warned.
You've been warned.
If you don't want to get caught, leave now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honey, before you leave, was going to ask you before, what have we been watching this week?
I don't recall.
Okay, I'll try
That's
to
a
remember.
great show.
No help at all.
No help at all.
I love you, honey. Bye-bye.
I think I just got Taebyn divorced.
He did leave.
Yeah.
Well, I've been watching, as always, South Park for Lunchies. I almost watched another Lower Deck for Lunchies. Someday I'll get out of the South Park. I just really like South Park. We have been watching, it's a thing called, not Wanda. This is you watching me think, and this is not a pretty sight, as you are.
Not. It's great audio for a
Mhm.
podcast.
Yes. Okay, so Everyone quiet while I think, so everyone listen.
I hear gears grinding.
Okay.
His head's on fire.
It's a show on Netflix that we've been watching that's really good. Oh, I know what it's called. Everyone say yay.
Yay.
My Life with the Walter Boys.
Ah,
Has anyone heard of this show?
heard of it, have not watched it yet.
Yeah.
I think I talked about it last
We talked
week.
about it last week.
Um,
Still haven't watched it.
So anyone that hasn't seen it, it's actually pretty good. It's Netflix. It's about a girl from New York, from Manhattan, and she's like doing all these charity work, and she's like Manhattan girl and wants to go to Princeton and that type of thing. And then she gets parentless. It happens in the first episode, but she gets parentless and has to move to the country with the Walter boys and the Walter family. And there's like 8 of them, and it's their country life and hilarity. Well, not hilarity, it doesn't ensue, but it's chaotic and everything and crazy. It's actually a pretty good show. I'm not doing it justice. I just did this. See, I can do my nose.
Stop hitting my mics.
The scary thing is, Beth is having me like help with opening and closing ceremonies and all these things that involve me holding a mic, and that is not. We know this well. You don't do that, right? Because there's the nosy, and then I talk. And look, I'm rambling right now. Is everyone excited by the rambling?
Oh, yes.
Would you cut his mic, please?
Get on with it.
I can
So-
cut his mic, but our mics will still pick him up.
Oh, okay.
It's true.
All right.
It's true. But that's what I've been watching.
Okay.
Cheetaro, what have you been watching or reading or whatever?
You know, we've been watching this one strange series on Netflix called Tacoma FD. It's,
Oh, I've heard about that. Yeah, I haven't
it's
seen it.
kind of funny because if you know Super Troopers, a couple of the people that are in there are in this show. And,
Oh, so it's a comedy.
it's a very much a comedy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
and it's really kind of funny and.
Cheetaro, are you a comedy?
No.
No, I can't say I'm totally a comedy. I'm more of a. I'm more of a.
Do you have a marker?
I don't know what.
I do.
That's a good question.
I want you to write something on the thing.
Uh-oh.
What am I supposed to write?
It's best if I actually don't see it, so let me do it.
And again, this is great audio content.
Good point.
And Taebyn is walking to a whiteboard.
And Barely is fuming at Taebyn.
You
I
have
love you,
no
Barry, I do.
idea.
Anyone get that?
JD.
Comma D.
Oh,
Oh my God.
Really? We had to wait for that?
This is like one of your jokes.
We had to wait for that. All right. Rayne, what have you been watching? Anything fun, exciting?
I have been watching and listening to a new podcast that I discovered a while back called The Y Files.
Okay.
It's
I
kind
don't
of,
know why file.
if you're a fan of Art Bell, like the old Coast to Coast Art Bell, he does a lot of the same conspiracies and UFO stuff, but he does it with like comedy. He has a goldfish sidekick called Hecklefish,
Okay.
who's a big conspiracy nut, wears a tinfoil hat on his bowl because he doesn't want
Okay.
the government tracking him and stuff. So, but yeah, that's pretty much all I've been doing. I kind of fell down a rabbit hole with that one.
Okay.
All
right.
Something about, I don't know, so an acorn fell off the tree and had evil plans, and so it was what was the word you said?
Conspiracy?
Conspiracy nut. I don't.
Conspiracy nut, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Push a button. Just push a button. Any button.
The off button's not
It's not
working.
working.
I'm pushing it. It's not working.
Oh.
It's like
That's
it's on like Data on Star
Yeah.
Trek on the back. It's like
it's right behind his shoulder blade,
Right,
on
yeah,
the back, almost kind of in the armpit.
Fortunately,
on the right.
Click, click, click. All right, so I want to bring up a guest, if I could be so kind. We have Phenod, who is representing the con, and he does something really special here at the con. Aren't you doing something special?
I make squeaky.
Hi.
Actually, I'm hosting Pool Toy Party right across the hallway, which is like a chill space, vibe space, place for first shooter shenanigans, like the best kind.
All right. So what got you into that type of activity?
So I make sure I'm close enough to the mic.
You're good.
I started just by hosting panels all over the U.S., trying to help like promote the squeaky, like the toy fur culture. And so, because, as you know, like the inflatable fandom is like this sort of parallel sort of group to furry, and there's a lot of like back and forth, and a lot of crossovers. So that turned into me getting a guest of honor at, I think it was Waterford one year, and that turned into me just hosting in Pool Toy Party at cons all over the U.S. So for 3.5 years, I've been hosting.
So where are other places you've been doing this?
We started off with Corgi, and then there was the collapse, and then AEIOU, and then other cons started picking us up. Like we host a massive show at FWA every year. We just hosted Further Confusion.
Yep.
Pacific Desert Fur Con, Denver, just all over, and now it's starting to gain traction. So we're getting invites and contracts for cons all over the U.S.
That's
so
pretty cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome.
So how do you get all the stuff to the cons?
Good question.
By any means necessary.
Okay.
We actually had a truck. We were going to truck everything up, and just getting here was fun because the truck threw a code, and then one of the trucks we rented threw a code. So
No.
yeah. So we got here, but we had to rent a 12-foot Penske to get everything here.
So do you, like when you like go to Florida or New Jersey for a con, do you fly everything out or do you drive it across country?
I have a very robust shipping contract with FedEx, and so I literally bought a pallet stacker to load trucks with pallets.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very cool. Okay.
Well, so conventions are nonprofits. Like,
Right.
money is hard to come by in running all this sort of stuff. So, I actually took about $2,000 and spent money on like equipment so I could ship pallets, because you drop off a pallet, you pick up a pallet, and it's an extra $175 to $200 just for the driver to operate the powered lift.
Okay.
And that's a whole balloon budget for a convention. So
Yeah.
we're set up to ship super cheap everywhere we possibly can.
That's cool. That's cool. Have you ever gone someplace and your stuff not arrived?
Luckily not.
Okay.
Luckily not. That I ship like every single place has like a leniency, like you can have stuff sitting in the dock for a certain amount of days. Like, okay, it's gonna get there just like 2 days before, so just in case there's something like crazy happens, like it'll be there.
Nice. All right.
And there's always Amazon.
There's always Amazon. That's right. One next day delivery, right?
I admit I have run out to Party City a couple times and spent way too much money on balloons because we actually ran out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So if anybody goes in the room, there's four inflatable pools full of balloons with lights, and there's pool toys to play on. And what else do you guys do in there?
It's just kind of a romp space. We also have Creep Cat Toy Co. 1 year donated something like 50 pounds of plush to us.
Oh, wow.
Because there was one of the cons we were at, the theme was plush toys.
Okay.
And then from then on, they're like, we're just gonna keep sending you stuff. So now we have It's Pool Toys, plush toys,
Nice.
yeah, the pools, like the whole 9 yards. It's just a good hangout space.
So what got you into that?
I was given that. What got me into pool toys?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Briefly.
So it's interesting because a lot of folks will find the pool toys before furry.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of really unique designs. Like there's a lot of artists that are popping out art with pool toys.
Popping? Huh.
Oh well, yeah. And everyone leaks now and then. I mean, come on.
Yes.
The older I get,
I leaked this morning.
Oh, that's different.
That's what that was.
And when you have a fancy salad, you also have leek.
True.
Yes, leeks, they're actually really good fried in butter too.
Yes.
My fried butter
Everyone
leaks.
say yay!
The fried butter leaks.
Okay,
Rue of the day.
so anyway, there's a whole art community of artists and people who have pull toy sonas or different characters and things like that. There's comics. There's now a lot of 3D animations like in VR. It's huge. I saw the art. I thought it was cute. I just sort of started finding my on social media, like talking to people, finding things, and I saw a giant inflatable horse.
Okay.
And I had a horse when I was younger, and was like, that's just cool. I think I want that. And it was $1,000.
Oh, nice.
So I decided maybe I should design my own. I ended up talking to the folks that were making it, which was a company known as Buffy Paws, and they're
I thought you were going to say, so I started talking to the horse.
well, now I am a horse, so
Oh.
yeah.
So you talk to yourself.
Nay.
There's a lot of
We promised they didn't get any better. We warned y'all it wasn't getting any better.
oh yeah, and then you invited me up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got one
Case
for you.
point.
What do you call it when you're whipping a disagreeable horse?
I don't know. What do you call it?
Whipping a nay.
Oh.
I don't think I get the.
So would you? It's okay. It's okay.
I'll explain it to you later.
Well, yeah. It's like it's an after dark thing.
Oh,
Okay, so,
okay.
uh,
About 6, 7 o'clock.
So is this? Do you do this full time? Do you have a job outside of this, or do you try and balance that, or?
Yeah, I actually am full-time furry. I have a company. My interest in pool toys led me to designing them, and then the furry fandom, and then I just traveled around the U.S. I host a pool toy party. I organize like production runs of pool toys for the furry fandom. We're trying to open up custom runs so like people can actually just come to us with their designs, and we can actually pop out their persona in pool toy form, which is amazing.
Wow. Okay.
And we've actually shipped the first batch of those, and then I just got a notification today that apparently UPS is trying to deliver an entire truckload of pool toys to our office while I'm here. That was a fun call this morning.
Oh. So nobody's manning your office while you're gone, apparently.
We do have one person that came over to
Nice.
do shipping, and they're probably swimming in pool toys now.
And cussing your name at this point.
Probably. Well, each one weighs about 12 pounds apiece, and minimum orders are by the ton. So
Oh wow. Wow. Okay.
I'll have to buy the UPS guy a bottle of wine when I get back.
There you go. There you go. Okay, so one of the things that we play on our show is this or that. So I'm going to ask a this or that question and give all four of you a chance to answer what you would think about what you want to do. So the first one is, would you rather be an aardvark or an alligator? Phenod, you go first.
I would go for the alligator.
Why?
Because they swim.
Okay.
And, they have big teeth.
And they roll around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Taebyn, what about you?
I would do the aardvark just because it's a neat word and it has like 2 A's and a V and a K in the same word.
That's your Scrabble winner right there.
Yeah,
Right there, yeah.
definitely.
Chitaro?
I would say aardvark too, and unfortunately I have to follow Taebyn. It's just a unique word, and and it's also one of the first words you learn in the dictionary.
That's true. That's true. Okay. Rayne, how about you?
It's a difficult decision because I would like to be an alligator just for the power, but aardvark is a much cooler word.
Yeah,
So I think aardvark.
yeah, there you go.
All right. All right.
I'd be an evil alligator. That's probably not a good idea.
All right. So I'm going to start with Taebyn this time. Would you rather be a bird or a fish?
I think bird.
Why?
Because, no, but then I'm scared of heights though. So I could be a bird, but I'd be a very bad bird.
Be one of those flightless birds.
I would be one of those flightless
Turkey?
Turkey. Yeah.
Well, turkeys fly too. A lot
How
of
do you
people
feel
don't-
about turkeys, Taebyn?
Oh my cow! We I could spend literally an entire day talking about how much I hate turkeys and the reason for it, and I'm starting now. So I better not, and I'll just say no to turkeys. That's what I'll say there.
Hey, Phenod, how about you? Bird or fish?
Bird.
Bird, okay.
I like the I like the 5 minutes of silence while we talk
Yeah.
about it.
I actually had to think about that one. Do I want to swim or do I want to fly?
Yes. Well, I mean, fish fly in water, right? I mean, you think about it.
Swim really fast and aim
Yeah,
for the surface.
And if you're flying water, the water's going really fast because it's flying.
It's flying.
No,
Cheetaro,
if
how
you're
about you?
flying water, you need to talk to the waiter to get you a new glass of water.
Yes, yes.
I think I would rather want to be a bird, because then that way I could be a cat bird.
Cat bird as opposed to a cat dog. And Rayne, how about you?
Fish, because
A
I
fish.
scuba dive, so I really like underwater.
All right. All right. Okay, Cheetaro, I'm going to start with you this time. Do you want to be a bagel or an English muffin?
What kind of
Sounds like a
questions are
personal question now, Bailey.
Hey, it's not near as bad as some of the ones we've had on the show.
Oh my
Gosh,
gosh,
no.
Okay, I will say I like English muffins, so I would rather be an English muffin, because of all the nooks and crannies.
Okay. Okay.
You can shove a lot of butter in there.
You can shove a lot of butter in there.
Yeah.
Rayne, how about you?
Do you like shoving one of
I'm kind of like disturbed by the thought of shoving butter up inside
His
his
crannies?
crannies.
Yeah.
So I think bagel. I'm gonna go bagel because
No crannies?
no crannies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Taebyn, how about you?
Well, since I'm a dog, I'd rather be a beagle.
Yeah. Oh,
Phenod, how about you?
yeah. Phenod, how about you? Bagel or English muffin?
I admit I was screen cheating and also red beagle, but
Oh. So we got 2 beagles, an English muffin, and a bagel. Okay.
Okay. Some of those were not even choices. So
That's right.
When has that stopped you before?
No.
Right.
I want to take this opportunity since we're talking about that. It has been said, this was early on, and I think maybe TikTok actually said this. I forget who, but early on, like season 1 or something, way long ago. So we have a Telegram chat, BFFT chat, and they were talking on the chat or something, and I forget how it came up, but something talking, they had just listened to an episode or something, and they were saying, Taebyn's it's like you're at a restaurant, and the waiter brings you like an entirely wrong thing, and it's like not even on the menu type of thing, and that's what I'm like. That was the analogy.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
That's true. That's very, very true.
I like how no one responded at all to that. It's like, just shut up.
Taebyn, you're the co-host that none of us deserve.
And none of us want to deserve.
That's true. That's true. Okay, we're going to start with Rayne now. Would you rather be a dolphin or a sea turtle?
Ooh, that's a difficult decision because I like both. And I'm going to go though with dolphin because they're faster swimmers and you can, go really fast.
Okay. All right. Cheetaro?
I want to be a dolphin because I want to have a porpoise.
I think you just stole Taebyn's joke. But Taebyn, what would you like to be?
Well, I think I would like to be a sea turtle because then I could sea turtle run.
I've never seen a turtle run.
Sea turtle walk really slow.
There you go. And Phenod, how about you?
I think I would go for the dolphin.
All right.
I would go for the gopher
The gopher?
because he would go for the dolphin.
Go for the gopher. All right. Well, Phenod, thanks for coming up on the table for a little bit. Have a great time at the pool party, and hopefully we will get in there later today.
I got one last joke for you.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
What do you call a con on Sunday?
Over?
Condescending. We have some Phenod stickers for you guys. If you guys want to.
Wait.
Yeah, you have to explain.
Wait a minute. A con on Sunday, condescending.
Condescending.
Oh.
Oh.
All right. I'm usually pretty quick on these.
You are.
So good for you. That you stumped me. That was a good one, I have to say.
That one.
All right.
Like I said, we have some stickers up here for you guys if you want, just Phenod toy stickers to add to the swag collection if you're interested.
Yeah. Come on up after the show and get some stag. Stag?
Stag.
Get some stag, get some swag.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh no.
No. Ray, a tropical sun. Me, a name I call myself. Far a long, long way to run.
Well, now pho should be soup now.
No, that's fun.
No, that's faux.
No, it's fun.
Pho.
Oh, it's not.
Not O.
No.
Not faux.
No, faux.
It's pho.
It's pho. I
Pho.
see.
One of my
I
coworkers
think we've gone
owns,
pho enough.
a pho restaurant in
Yeah.
Portland, a very famous one, which I'm not going to advertise for him because he doesn't pay us anything.
Oh, okay.
But it is fun.
Well,
Do you know what-
Portland is faux away.
Do you know what a faux pas is?
It's when you stick your hand in the soup.
Yeah.
No. It's kind of like a black person's cat that's got faux pas.
Wow. Okay.
Oh.
So
Now you just got us canceled. Thank you.
before I say the next thing that's going to happen, it comes with a warning.
Oh, but first I have to introduce. It does have a warning, but I wanted to introduce TB. Say hi, TB. I mean, you say hi, TB.
Hi, TV.
Hi, TV.
And then there's Jacob.
Hey, Jacob.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now sorry.
Okay. Okay. And now a warning.
Yes, so this warning requires a little bit of an explanation. So have any of you furs and squeaks out there know the Muppets, the Pigs in Space skit that they do? Yeah.
Yes.
And so, okay, so keep that in mind. Now, this section that we do every week on the pod is called Furries in the News. And so we find news items and things that have been going on in the world of furries, and we talk about them on the show. Now, so we've been doing this a long time, and so way back in season one when we started, and when I saw Furries in the News, the first thing that came to my mind was the Pigs in Space and how the guy goes, "Pigs in space." You know what I'm talking about there? Are we on the same page?
Pigs in space.
Yes.
And so that immediately came to my mind. So when we first did Furries in the News, barely introduced it, and I said, "Furries in the News," like pigs in space and everything. Are we with me so far, or am I just...
Yes.
Yeah, everybody's with you.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So since then, though, it has gone way
Worse.
downhill, and it's not just furries in the news anymore. It's I never know what I'm gonna do before I do it. This is and every week it's just really stupid and horrible. And usually they have to take their
Headphones
headphones
off.
off. They do because
it
it's
gets
stupid
loud, so.
and loud, and I'm about to do that.
Right. And so now it's time for Furries in the News.
Furries are hitting their nosy on the bike. They are also in oh, yeah, I got stuck. News bark.
And there you go. Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I can't help myself.
Right.
Taebyn, keep your day job.
Good thing I don't have one.
True. So, the only thing that's raised the news recently is, have we heard about the politician?
Yes, in Oklahoma.
Yes.
I have not.
Yeah, so
Awful.
it's terrible. So he says that if any kids that come dressed up as furries in school, he's going to call animal control to come and get them.
Well, he's put forward a bill
to have that
do
done.
that. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, so he really has something against duck furries because he put a bill.
Put it out on the bill. Yes.
Yeah. So it's
That was
insane. I think furries are the latest non-threat threat in America.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
we have
like-
litter boxes and everything, so.
I mean, I have never seen anybody have a problem with furries, except for politicians.
Politicians. Well, they've got to have problems with somebody, and I
guess.
think we're just the next in line on the punching bags.
We are the
Yeah.
new scapegoat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, some of us are scapegoats. Some
Well,
of us are
and it's-
dogs, raccoons,
and it's-
bears.
Dogs,
And it's not going to get any better because I did see a clip for the new comedy show Animal Control,
Uh-oh.
No.
Uh-oh.
and they've got two furries making out on the front porch somewhere, and they make snide remarks about it. And this was just in the clips. I'm thinking, oh, this is not going to be
no.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
This doesn't sound
Yeah.
So I have a little update on the Tyra Banks thing.
Oh, what's the update on
So
Tyra Banks?
apparently, somebody put those furries up to it.
Oh, did they?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Do we know who?
Yeah, her co-star on I guess something else she's working on put
Oh.
her up. He's doing a joke show, and he put the furries up to it. Yeah, and apparently they were not as nice to her as it looked on TV.
Oh, I bet not. No, especially since she doesn't have a big love affair for furries right now
No.
anyway. So. That's all I have for the news. Anybody else have anything for the news?
I've got nothing else in the news.
Nothing else? Taebyn, any news? Real news?
Oh, real news. Oh, because I was going to say, yeah, I have a whole bunch, but no, it has to be.
Real news. Yeah.
Oh, well, if it's real news, that means it's like on the old projectors, because it was real news.
Yeah.
Is there a button for that? Please, something, anything?
Yeah, that works.
Okay, so we'd like to go over what's coming up around the country and around the world for our furry events. We have several upcoming events. Right now, of course, we're at Get Out the Float, as we all know. And coming up in a couple weeks, February 21st through 25th in Malmö, Sweden is Nordic FuzzCon. That same weekend in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, if you can't be in Malmö, you can be in Wisconsin at Fur Square 2024. Wheelsconsin?
I think you said Wisconsin.
Wheelsconsin, yes.
It's
Remember
not-
him?
yeah.
He lives down the street, Wheelsconsin.
And-
Yeah.
Right, right.
Yeah,
It is his son that was conceived at FurCon.
Yes.
Conson.
Wisconsin.
Ah!
Oh.
But
And you all know
Wow.
what happened to the people that had the baby in the car. They ended up naming their kid Carson.
Okay. And then you can go to Gdańsk in Gdańsk,
I
Poland.
still love that word.
Gdańsk. Then,
Thanks.
and that's February 28th through March 4th. March 7th through the 10th is Vancouver in British Columbia,
Woo.
where you're going to be. Taebyn is going to be there.
I will be at my first international con, Vancouver. Looking forward to it. Is anyone here going to Vancouver?
Yes, I am.
Oh,
Look at that.
well,
Three
I'll
people.
see you there. Isn't that exciting? Have you been before?
Well, actually, this is my second time going to Canada.
Okay.
The first one is for Ray.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So
Cool.
we apologize to Canada for Taebyn. I'm just going to apologize to the entire country now.
Right, this is going to cause an international incident.
That's right.
We've been peaceful with Canada for all this
And then
time.
Taebyn had to go to Canada. Come on.
So,
Good God.
yep. If you want March 8th through the 10th in Arlington, Virginia is Furthermore. More, that's the 8th through the 10th. March 14th through the 17th is Texas Furry Fiesta in Dallas, Texas, or
Dallas.
Dallas, as they say. Fernal Equinox coming up March 15th through the 17th in Toronto, Canada.
Canada.
Same weekend in St. Louis, Missouri is Gateway Fur Meet. Las Vegas FurCon takes place March 29th through the 31st in Las Vegas, Nevada. This is year 3 for them or year 2? I think it's 2.
I think it would be 3 if it wasn't for the panda.
That's right. We were. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
The panda thing.
Yep. Yep.
the panda thing.
Yeah.
And then in bronze, France. What's that country? France.
À la français?
France and ants. Ants in France is.
Il faut caresser la vache avec le fromage, which means you must pet the cow with the cheese.
Okay.
So yeah, push it like do the whistle thing.
The whistle thing.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay. And then, so in France, at Braun, France, on March 29th through April 2nd, is Fantastique. Fantastique. And that's the upcoming events. And so now, for great audio, we're going to have Taebyn do some math
So
briefly,
Brief map.
because look at the time.
What is the time?
We have about 10 minutes left before we have to wrap this puppy up.
Oh my cow! Okay.
Well, I guess we can go longer, but I mean, it is our room, so. No, actually, we got time. Go for it.
Okay.
You got
So
plenty of time.
so every week I alternate. I read either a story or I say some interesting little pieces of math that's interesting. I usually try and say it so that you don't have to have much math background or anything. They're just interesting little tidbits and stuff. And yeah, I have a lot of things here to say.
You can abbreviate.
I can abbreviate. Okay.
Okay.
So I'll go fast because I actually have a lot here. Well, I actually talked about this on season 2, episode 9. So if you're interested in hearing an elongated version, go back to season 2, episode 9, listen to that. But other than that, I want to talk a little bit about fractals.
Fractals are fun.
Fractals are fun.
Fun with fractals. With
so-
Sheldon Cooper.
Yes. and here they are right here. Here are the fractals.
Yes.
In general, there's a thing in math called a dynamical system. And this is just something where you take a function, what's a function? A function is just something you do. And you just take a function and do it over and over and over, just repeat it, like forever. Just keep doing it. And that's generally all a dynamical system is. It's just something you've done over and over and over again. So they're easy to produce. But they can end up being very, very complicated, even in the easiest of cases. So, for example, fractals can be formed via doing one particular function over and over and over again. For example, I'll have Barely go up, and I'll have him actually just draw a fractal. Oh, he's already there. Good for him. And let's see, which one did I want to start with? I need to move this. Maybe I'll have you.
Of course.
Could you go back up? I don't want to go this left. Up. More up. I think I did the Sierpinski triangle first. Yep.
There it is.
So this first one is called the Sierpinski triangle, and here's how it goes. And all you first, if you're listening to this, you can actually follow along. Just get some pen and paper, and you start out drawing an equilateral triangle. So that's just a triangle where all the sides have the same length, and just like that. And yeah,
Give or take.
Give or take. Now, all you first listening and barely, you draw an equilateral triangle. Inside that, where you're just connecting all the midpoints. So you have an upside down triangle now. And you end up with 4 equilateral triangles. Well, 5 if you count the big outer one, but 4 equilateral triangles inside. Are you first at home following along? Sure, we'll say yes. Now, do the same thing with the 3 outer triangles. So not the middle one, but the 3 outside ones. Connect the midpoints of all those triangles, and you get another equilateral triangle inside each of those. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then
But not the middle?
Not the middle.
Not the middle.
not
okay.
the middle, right? Just the outer ones. So this is the dynamical system we're forming. We're just doing this over and over again. So now in each one of those you have 3 outer ones, and so do that. Connect the midpoints and get
Of these 3.
of the outer, like the outer ones, the ones most towards the tips. And I can't actually, is he doing it? I can't actually see that.
I think you got one of the ones you weren't supposed to get.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
Yeah, those out, yeah.
when we do this on the show, he says, "Are you doing it?" I say, "Yes."
Yeah, you're just writing randomly.
Yeah.
Now I know.
Things,
Now I
crossword
know.
puzzles, and
Yeah. Yeah.
And so you keep doing this now, and the outside of those, so these triangles are getting smaller, and they start kind of filling in the edges. Now, Rayne, for listening at home, you won't see this, but Rayne's now going to show a picture. Well, we can put some on
Yeah, we can put it on
the show notes. So if you go to the website, there'll be some pictures of these. But Rayne will show a picture of the Sierpinski triangle. I'll get to that.
it's there.
It's there.
It's there? Okay, good. I have no idea. So you see that it's all, well, he added the colorful, but, so that's.
This is the gay Serampinski triangle.
It's the gay version. Mrs. Serampinski. So this is very interesting. It's very easy to draw. I mean, you have to do this forever, so that's what makes it impossible to draw. But and this is an example of a fractal. Now, fractals have very interesting properties. You might know the words dimension. So like a line has dimension 1, a square, a filled in square has dimension 2, like a solid basketball has dimension 3, and all those things. So what's interesting about fractals is they have what's called fractal dimensions, and that their dimensions are not integers. So if you think of the Sierpinski triangle, it does the perimeter, or let me make sure I say this right, hold on. Sorry. Oh, right, so the dimension's not 1, because it's not, you've got some filled in bits towards the end, but the dimension's not 2 because you're also not solid. The dimension actually turns out to be an irrational number, if you know what those are. It's like 1.585, blah, blah, blah. So that's very, very interesting. Which is actually, you can compute this pretty easily by algebra. It's actually not this huge complicated thing to compute. That's all I have to say about it. Okay, so now, was that interesting?
Amazing.
Would you like to see another one?
Yes, please.
Thank you. Because we're going to anyway. This one's called the KOCH. I always have to remember how to pronounce this. Koch snowflake. So again, start with a big equilateral triangle. And in this case, we're not going to be drawing things inside the triangle. We'll be drawing them on the outside. So, for example, take one of the sides and draw a triangle in the middle.
What? Would it be easier if I just showed the?
Just show the picture. Draw it. But I drew a triangle in the middle. Oh, it's a snowflake.
Yeah, so I don't know if you can see on the outside of one of the edges, draw a triangle. So you're dividing the side of the triangle into thirds, where the middle third is the triangle pointing outward.
Wait a minute. What?
So take a side and imagine dividing it into thirds.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Now, on the middle third,
Yeah.
that's the base of an equilateral triangle facing outward.
I'm doing it wrong, but okay.
No, the base, not the tip.
Just.
Like that. Yeah.
There you go.
Not the tip. Not the tip.
Not the tip.
Not
Please
the
not the
tip.
tip.
All right.
So yes.
That looks like a face, barely. There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
It's my fractal face.
So you're doing that on each side, and then on each of the middle triangles you drew, you're doing that too.
This is normally what I do when he's talking to me on the podcast. You see, I say yes, exactly like that. Yes, okay.
And it's actually not exactly like that at all.
It's like this.
It's like that. Yes.
It's like that. Okay. Anyway, so any of you that are trying to do this at home, like send it into the chat or something so we can see what you drew and see if it actually works out or not. Anyway, this thing is really interesting. It turns out that the perimeter has infinite length. It's not a finite number. And in fact, any 2 points on the perimeter, the distance between any 2 points is infinite. Now fathom that. Yes, no?
Yes.
Okay.
Is it a baby? Infant knit?
And
Isn't that like a baby blanket, an infant knit?
Yes.
So,
what am I even doing?
so it's got an infinite perimeter, but the area is actually finite. Yeah, I mean, this is really, really interesting.
Well,
Yeah.
it is because, well, wow, God, that's scary.
In fact, if you start with a
Drum
triangle that has area 1, the ending snowflake has area 8/5, which you can do actually by algebra. And the dimension is 1.262, something like that. And my third example is the Mandelbrot. I'm not even going to try and explain to Barry how to make this. So this is called, you might have heard of the Mandelbrot set. Has anyone heard of the Mandelbrot set?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you saw, well, Rain will show a picture of the Mandelbrot set, and so you might actually just recognize the picture.
It's an amoeba.
Holy crap.
It's actually pretty, if anyone out there or listening knows about complex numbers, if you iterate the function f of z equals z squared plus any constant, okay, whatever that means, if you know what that means, that's great. If you don't, the point is you've got a pretty simple function you're iterating over and over and over again, and you get that pretty picture called the Mandelbrot set. Now, the Mandelbrot set has lots of interesting things about it. The number pi, 3.141565535, the number pi actually can be seen in it if you know about the Fibonacci numbers, which I'm going to talk about briefly and really soon. The Fibonacci numbers are in it. The area is about 1.506. The perimeter is not one-dimensional. The perimeter has dimension 2. Everyone say, whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah, right? So that's very, very interesting. And in fact, we don't actually know, no one knows the actual length of the perimeter. This is an open problem. So that's very interesting. Up, please. So fractals, you know, I mean, they're all over nature. They're in clouds, they're in coastal lines, they're in leaves and everything like that. Now, briefly, just because I have to now, because this is something you might have heard about. Has anyone heard of the Fibonacci numbers?
Yeah.
Sort of. Okay. Here's how they work. Where'd Barely go?
I'm right here.
Oh, I need you to
Oh,
write
you want me to go
more
over there
stuff.
again?
Yeah.
Oh, just- Again, I've lost control of my own show.
This is how it. Yeah. There it is. So the Fibonacci numbers are easily formed. You start with the numbers 1, so write down the number 1, and then the number 1 again. So not 11, like separated with a comma or something. 1, 1. Now you add those and you get the next number. So the next number is 2 in the sequence. And then add the previous 2, you get the number 3. And then you get the number 5. And then 8, 13, 21, so on and so forth. Now, so those are just the Fibonacci numbers. And it turns out that they were originally found because, like, the breeding and population of rabbits is about formed, the Fibonacci numbers is where this actually comes from. Now, so, Rain, this is where you need a calculator.
Okay.
I want to look at the ratios of the numbers. Is everyone excited?
Yes.
So,
On the edge of our seats, David.
Bated breath, worms on our tongue. Okay, I know. So we're going to form successive ratios, meaning, so take the first two numbers, 1, 1, and divide them. You get the number 1, of course. So, yeah, write that below somewhere. Now the next two numbers, 1, 2, take 2 divided by 1, you get the number 2. Now take the next two, 5 and 3. What's 5 divided by 3 as a decimal?
that is 1.666666667.
It's a very evil number.
Yes.
'Cause- And then the next 8 divided by 5 is,
That is 1.6.
then we should do a few more. 13 divided by 8.
1.625.
And then well, one more just for fun of it, which would be 21 divided by 13.
1.61538465154.
You could probably just stick with a few of those numbers. Now, there's this thing called the golden ratio. Has anyone heard of the golden ratio or golden mean?
That's where you go to get hamburgers, right?
It is.
That's the Golden Arches.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So
Hey, it's the Golden Corral.
Yeah.
So write down 1 plus the square root of 5.
Like, I know that. Okay.
5. And all of that divided by 2. So like the whole 1 plus square root of 5 all divided by 2. Does that look right?
1 plus the square root of 5 divided by 2.
All divided by 2. Yeah. This
Or
or that, yeah. That number is 1.618.
Oh, I did something wrong in
Oh.
the calculator. Hold on.
well, he knows it. He's a mathy pup. He's got it right.
Oh, well, I forgot the parentheses.
Yeah, parentheses. So PSA, all you out there, parentheses are very, very important.
Order of operation.
Order of operations.
It's just parenthetical.
That's why your mom and dad have to look over you while you do it, because it's parenthetical.
That's right.
I didn't get anything, but yeah, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, so 1.618. The ratios of the Fibonacci numbers, like if you do it forever, you would end up with the golden ratio. And you can see it start forming in what he wrote down there. Isn't that amazing?
Yay!
Now, the golden ratio, this number 1.618 blah blah, is everywhere in nature. Like the spirals in a sunflower, those the golden ratio is in there. Like how fast the spiral is spiraling out has to do. This is the golden ratio. If you look at leaves and all the veins in the leaves and stuff, angles and things that are in that is the golden ratio. Ancient, like Egyptian and Aztec architecture is based on the golden ratio. This number is everywhere in nature. Now remember how this golden ratio comes from the Fibonacci numbers, which come from the bunnies. So bunnies are nature. And that is my math for the week.
But our bunny's golden. That's what I want to know.
If you fry them long enough in the right kind of.
Golden fried bunnies. I love it. I love it.
My math
Sorry.
went way down really fast.
Okay, so before we wrap up, we like to end with a bunch of jokes. Now that we haven't told enough jokes as it is, I search out bad jokes. Rayne searches out bad jokes. Taebyn, on the other hand, reads bad jokes from a book.
And I don't read them before Paul. So like I just read the next ones, which means that if they're really bad, sometimes they're already, you can't blame me because I didn't read them yet. And this is from something called the Ultimate Dad Joke Book, 501 Hilarious Jokes and Puns. The author is Hugh Murney. Now it was a long time before we both got it. That he barely one day looked at me and said, "I just got it. His name is Hugh Murney." I didn't. It took us a long time to realize that. Anyway, so we're just gonna go do some.
And I have to say that the front of it where it says hilarious is a misnomer.
Yes.
I don't necessarily agree with that. So,
No.
so I'm going to start by asking you a question, Taebyn.
Okay.
Do you know what time it is when cows sleep in the field?
Time to wake them up.
No, it's past your bedtime.
It is. This is a true thing. This is a very true thing. Kitty cow. Everyone say kitty cow.
Kitty cow.
Yeah. Yes. Rayne, do you
Rayne,
have
do you have
something?
any-
I do.
Okay.
So a termite walks into a bar and asks, "Is the bartender here?"
Yes. Yes, it is. Very tender right there.
Oh my cow.
Did you
Really?
get-
I just got that.
Did you-
Sometimes it takes this pup a little bit of time to understand what's happening.
Can you read?
These letters are small. What's worse? Again, I'm not even reading, like as I'm reading this, I'm not even reading the punchline, so you can't blame me. It's always good to have a punchline because sometimes you get really thirsty and you have to get into the, okay, anyway, that was my fault. What is worse than finding a worm in your apple after you have taken a bite?
Finding half a worm.
That's exactly right. Okay, let me try again. What are the two things you can never have for breakfast? Oh, we all know this one.
Lunch and dinner.
Yeah, so let me
Yeah.
try another one. Why did the girl throw butter out the... Oh, we know this. I'm just... Okay, barely. The next one.
Okay, do you want me to do the next one?
Yes.
Okay, so I went into a pub the other day. It was called The Fiddle.
Yeah.
It was terrible. The service was rude.
Oh.
The tables were... It was a violin.
I did get that. I don't know how I feel about that. I got that actually.
Cheetaro, do you have any bad jokes that you say at the top of your head?
You know,
Other
not
than-
off the top of my head. Some of them might be rude, so I shouldn't probably say.
Probably shouldn't say it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
So,
okay.
no,
We love you anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have my moments.
Rayne, anything from you?
Yes.
Okay.
Americans can't switch from pounds to kilograms overnight. That would cause mass confusion.
Oh, I got that. That's I'm okay with that one actually. Okay. So after the butterfly thing, how many apples can you fit in an empty box?
Just enough.
One. After that, it's not empty.
Right.
So let me try again. What room has no windows, floor, walls, or roof? Okay, let me try the next one. For all you furs that didn't hear that, someone in the audience.
It's a mushroom.
That is correct, yes. How did the church advertise their first fry? Sorry, let me try that again. I can't read. How did the church advertise their fish fry?
I don't know how
I don't know
the
how.
church advertised their fish fry.
Our cod is an awesome cod.
Oh.
Okay, barely.
Speaking of fish, I tried being a fisherman early in life, but I found I couldn't live on my net income.
No, I guess you cannot. You cannot. You could net.
I could net do that. No. Rayne?
You know, it's been months since I bought the book, How to Scam People Online. It still hasn't turned up.
Ah! I got, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And, well, should we end with something or do you have more?
I have one more. So you.
I'll do a thing and then we'll go around again.
Okay.
Okay. Where did I? Oh, cod. Yeah, I'm up for that.
Oh,
What
my
does
cod.
a banana say when it answers the phone?
What does a banana say when it answers the phone?
Yellow. It's not my fault. It's Hugh's fault.
You know, I will say, Taebyn, that joke was appealing.
It was. And speaking of bananas,
look at that.
I have
We did not
plan
coordinate this.
No. I read an article the other day that humans eat more bananas than monkeys.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Which struck me as kind of obvious because I've never eaten a monkey.
I mean, this stands to reason.
So.
Mountains aren't just funny. They're hill areas.
Hill areas.
They are. See, we're learning a lot here. It's true.
Okay, give us one more, Taebyn, and then we're going to take this out of here.
Okay. Oh, I'm not. Okay, I'll say this just because it's the next one, but then I'm going to move on. To the
Okay.
next one. Why did the cookie go to the doctor? He was feeling crummy. Okay. How do you make fruit punch?
How do you make fruit punch?
Well, you give them boxing gloves.
Oh!
And with that, we stop.
But that was not, well, Taebyn, it's been fun here at Get Out the Float so far. We need to wrap this up so you can go do more things. You'll be doing your Weird Al later tonight in this very room.
In
Yes.
this,
In this
very,
very
room.
This
Yes.
very room.
Do
So
some
yes,
Weird Al.
For all you out there, so anyone listening to this, sorry because you're not here. But for audience members, I will be singing Weird Al songs in this room tonight at 8, and also in this room tomorrow at. When am I doing story time?
Yes. I think at 8 tomorrow also.
At 8 tomorrow also.
As a matter of fact, 7.
7. So at 7 tomorrow, I'll be reading a bunch of stories. So if you've ever seen my story time with Taebyn on YouTube or at a con, I'm doing that here also tomorrow at 7. So with that,
With that, we know you have a choice in podcasts, and we thank you for choosing to put us in your ear holes. You can help support the show through donations at Patreon or Coffee. See, I said it right?
You did.
Because I spelled it coffee on the note,
Oh, you
so I
did.
would spell it that way. We have merch on Fourth Wall, Bonfire, and Redbubble, or you can subscribe on Buzzsprout. You don't have to do any of that, but if you do, we really appreciate it. Every little bit helps to help pay for all this stuff. For those of you that are here around sitting out, all this stuff costs money. And so we do it out of the goodness and kindness of our hearts right now. Rayne, any final words before I let the pup take over to say goodbye?
Nope, just be kind to yourself and each other. Mubarak Fluff and Huanayan.
Mubarak Fluff and Huanayan. Cheetaro, any last words?
Not that I'm aware of, but hopefully every fur out there is going to have fun at Get Out the Float and Blue Bark Fluff.
All right, and when we're done, come up and get some free merch on the tables. Don't take the equipment.
No,
That's
not free merch.
There's promotional things on the table. Don't take the microphones and the telephones and stuff like that. Taebyn, would you say goodbye to our wonderful audience to let them go?
Wonderful audience.
Wonderful.
It's been a wonderful show.
It did remind me, because Rayne said Mubarak Club. So let me, because this actually does have to do with ending things. Does any TikTok knows, does any else know about Mubarak Club?
I know about Move Our Club.
Mubarak Fluff.
Well, I'll tell you this. So you know how in Hawaiian, aloha means goodbye, hello. It's a general greeting thing. Well, in furry, Mubarak Fluff is that. This is an official thing. It's in the
The International Lexicon gave us permission to use it as a word. Yes.
So Mubarak Fluff. So let's try it out. Mubarak Fluff, every fur.
Mubarak Fluff.
Yay! So I say then, thank you all for the audience members for coming. Thank you all you listeners for listening. We love you so much for it. As I say every time, hug you tight with pausies. It's been a really fun time. Has every fur had a good time? Yeah. Because they actually are here. The only one that actually left was my husband. So I don't know what that is. But anyway, yes, thank you so much for coming. This has been a lot of fun. I hope you have a great time at Get Out the Float. We'll see you around. And until next time, move our butt, stay furry, and squeak.
Barely Furcasting is an Injured Nerve studio production and is found on all major podcast platforms or can be heard directly at barelyfurcasting.com. The Furcast is produced, recorded, and directed by Barely Normal, aka Mike Began, and is edited by Barely and our associate producer Rayne Raccoon. Opening and closing theme music, as well as some interstitial music, was created for Injured Nerves Productions for the use on the podcast by Reg Day with Damian Tanuki. If you would like to hear more music by Reg Day, you can search for Tweezer Beak on Bandcamp or Hoop Loop Tunes on SoundCloud. Other interstitial and background music through silvermansound.com, Gator Tots on SoundCloud.com, the YouTube Free Use Library, and Epidemic Sound. If you would like to send us a message, you can do so via email at barelyfurcasting@gmail.com or on our Telegram chat at BFFT chat, on Twitter, on our Facebook page, or on the barelyfurcasting.com webpage. You can help support the show through donations at coffee.com/barelyfurcasting or through Patreon at patreon.com/barelyfurcasting. Thanks for listening. We hope you come back and listen next week.